okay, this is not the normal way we start a video, because I had this crazy idea for our 1-year YouTube channel anniversary that we were going to do something very different, which obviously makes us very uncomfortable.
Yes.
And that is do a completely uncut, unedited video, just kind of reflecting and talking about our channel and kind of what the last year's been like, and probably a few other topics. So we're going to try very hard to not edit any of this. You shouldn't see any cuts in it.
And if you do, something went really wrong.
Yeah, this is actually take 1, so we're going to try to keep it that way. But anyway.
Yeah, so, as Luke said, sorry.
No, go ahead.
As Luke said, today is actually our 1-year anniversary of being on YouTube and creating our channel. And ironically enough, it's also our 16-year wedding anniversary today. 16 years ago today, we were actually finishing up, well, we were dancing at our wedding reception, and we were finishing up our wedding day and driving back to Denver to catch a flight for our honeymoon.
Yeah, that wasn't probably the smartest thing in the world. We decided to drive back from Lincoln to Denver on our wedding night so that we could catch a 5 a.m. flight out of Denver to San Francisco so that we can get the first flight to Maui. But that wasn't too smart. But we made it. I think I took like 2 or 3 no-dos to get
We both did. We weren't feeling good. But anyways, this last year has been memorable, to say the least. And also, it's just been about us starting this channel. And so I think it's been a window to you guys seeing a few things into our lives. And when Luke talked to me about this idea, I thought, well, what another great way to kind of open up that window a little bit further and say, sure, I'll do an uncut video.
Okay, so one quick thing. We are actually in a hotel, as you can tell, because this background doesn't look familiar, in Orlando. We're at Coronado Springs Disney Resort in Orlando. We just flew in today, and sort of to treat ourselves for our anniversary, we decided we were going to come down here and actually leave the kids at home, which thank you,
They're
Nana.
Not by themselves.
Thank you, Nana, for that, but they're not too happy, I'm sure, because we're doing Disney without them. But anyway, that's where we're at, just so you know.
Yeah, we're taking some mom and dad time. But the kids are in good hands and they're taken care of. And we're here to spend some time with each other because it's been a while since we've got away, just the 2 of us.
But I wanted to talk a little bit before, and we're going to keep this somewhat short, just because the only reason I might have to cut the video is if the camera shuts off and I have to restart it. But we won't edit anything out. But one of the things that I wanted to make sure we talked about was just sort of what this last year has been like with the channel. Jill was inspired to start this channel, obviously, in large part, having seen Sarah do her channel and sort of caught a vision for what we could do with one that was obviously a little bit different than Sarah's channel, but you know, Sarah and Solo have done so well with their channel. It was really cool to see how much fun they were having with it. And one of the things that really inspired us, I think, too, and Jill really got the start of it. It wasn't me at all. In fact, I wasn't sure whether or not I would like it, to be quite honest. But one of the things that really inspired us was the ability to really capture family memories in a different way. And I'll tell you, that has been the most remarkable thing for me about this channel, is that we have so many cool videos of our kids and us as a family and just doing so many different things. And I honestly can say I never thought we'd make it a year doing this. It is a lot of work. We'll talk about that in a second, but we've gotten into things and started them and not really kept them going. But I think the reason that this has kept going in large part is because it is so cool to go back and watch these videos of our family. And I always said that we weren't doing this for the subscribers, and we love the subscribers. We love interacting with this new group of, this new community that we found on YouTube. that has been a big side benefit to this whole thing that has really become fun, and obviously the channel's grown a lot. But I think that the coolest thing has been the reason I thought we would always the reason I started to think we would stick to it, and the reason I think we've stuck to it as long as we have, is because it has been just really cool to be able to go back and look at these videos and kind of relive the memories that we've made. And that's just 1 year. I can't imagine what that'll be like if we do this for several years. So that's just one thing I wanted to talk about, was how cool it's been to be able to, these videos exist now, and we'll be able to watch these 10 years from now, 20 years from now with our grandkids. And I wish there was a chronicle of my 11, 12-year-old life like there has been for Kenya and Lincoln. I just think that's so cool.
So really quick, guys, you guys can probably see we've got a huge library of videos. I feel it's like a pretty big library of videos. 114 or 115 I think we've edited. But starting off with that, I just don't want this just us talking. So I'm going to ask you, what's probably your top 2 favorite episodes so far?
That's a good question, and I clearly did not prepare to answer this. One of my favorite episodes is actually the Indian wedding episode. So it was early on, and we, one of the people I work with, her daughter was getting married, and she's Indian, and she invited us to go to this wedding, and it was more of a traditional Indian wedding. Although it was interesting because the bride was marrying the groom was Jewish, so it was actually a Jewish Indian wedding, which is probably a pretty unique combination. Anyway, the Indian culture side, I have some friends from Chicago that are from India, and I just love that culture, and so it was just so fun. And I thought, even though, by the way, that was before we got the good camera and everything, but
yeah.
I just thought the footage was great, the music was great, Kenya was dancing. I don't know, that one was just a unique one that I really fell in love with the channel, I think, at that point.
And guys, just to let you guys know, any episode that we mention, we'll link it down below so you guys can find it easier what we're talking about.
Alright, well, you gotta go now.
Well, I said top 2 for you.
Oh, okay, let me think. There's probably a more recent one. Our recent camping one, where we were roughing it, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. It was I think that one embodied the title of our channel, Camp David Adventures, because that was really an adventure.
We were actually camping.
We were camping, and we were out in the middle of nowhere, and I got really sick. That we didn't really highlight part of
we'll talk about
video.
That.
No, we won't. But we didn't really highlight that part of the video. But it definitely, there's a reason we edit.
That last morning, Luke was not feeling well at all, so that was hard getting the camp tore down. But we got out, we had fun, and it was good.
It was beautiful up there.
Yeah. Well,
what about you?
Oh gosh. I would have to say one of my favorite ones to go back and watch is some of with the kids' Christmas performances, or when they're performing or doing something, just because we've got that now and we can look back on it. So I think those performance ones are, and then you took my top one. Which
one? The Indian wedding?
No, you took the camping.
Yeah,
because I loved it. And
I think that should be probably
I wish actually we would have taken more video than what we did. So next time we go camping, I'll make sure and video more. And that's one thing we've learned in this last year is sometimes it's hard just to pick up the camera and turn it on and just go.
Well, for a while there, when we were posting about 3 to 4 videos a week, and you were back into school, I think it was after the beginning of the new year. It felt like every day was sort of the same thing, and so it felt like why keep filming this? But the one thing I'll say about Jill is she's extremely creative. So there are so many ideas out there for videos that she's come up with that we haven't even done yet, that we'll get to over time, and they're pretty fun things that I think are a little bit unique out there, so that'll be fun too. There's just so much content on YouTube. It's fun.
I think it's also this last year it's been getting used to certain things. There's definitely when you open up your life like this, there's some things you have to get used to. One of them is walking around and I'm holding the camera and there's people constantly staring at you. I'm
still not used to that.
Kind of like they're looking at you like,
well, we were doing that in Disney Day in Hollywood Studios.
And so sometimes I think it's just still ignoring that and not worrying about it, because I just want to be able to get our life on it, and it is worth it. But you feel strange sometimes. I think editing has been one of the harder things. Hence, believe me, I'm not saying we're going to be doing a lot of this less editing, but I will share something with you. I sometimes feel like we have to cut so much because, guys, my brain just goes out the window sometimes when I'm talking to the camera.
Go back and watch our 50th episode, which is bloopers, and you'll see a little bit of that. But sometimes, sometimes I'll be editing a video that I didn't see her capture the footage, and she'll just start talking to me, like, Luke, just forget what I just did. I'm going to start over from this point or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it gets a little messy, but it's kind of funny.
And you guys will see that sometimes and Luke and I share in the editing.
He doesn't pretty rare.
Just that, or I just do that. We share.
I don't think that's very common out there. We actually probably almost do about 50-50 now with editing. I do the thumbnails though. I love my thumbnails.
He started changing the thumbnails, I'd say right around when I broke my ankle.
Yeah.
And at that point, the thumbnails, I'm sorry, just got to be too much for me. So Luke does all of our thumbnails.
I started doing some research on creative ways to make thumbnails look
You sit better. There and you say, I'm creative. You talk about creative.
On the thumbnails, I like to do it.
He's so good at creative. See there? He's so good at creativity. But sometimes, having to edit down my mistakes, or I get really bad brain fog sometimes, and I don't always say words correctly, Luke.
I know, but when we first, if you notice our first videos, and we won't go deep into this, but we did a lot of editing, like that right there, I would have cut that out, just because it makes things, I know I did it again. But it makes the videos a little bit easier to watch sometimes if you have them jump cuts put in there. So, but I started watching a lot of other channels, and I think channels the more popular channels now are doing less editing, which is kind of
I say we edit how we like it,
and that's one of the things.
One thing we like to go back and watch, and this is what we want to see when we go back and watch the videos. Is we like our music that we put with it, and so we feel like it goes with what we want to remember and see.
We have a private YouTube consultant named Sarah from Our Tribe of Many, and one of the things she told me once that stuck with me is, you should make the video that you want to watch. And so that's what we do. We've had people complain, your music's too loud. Well, we like the music, like the emotion in the music. And that's fine, I don't mind people's opinions, but I really think that that's good advice, because we're going to be watching this down the road, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and it's going to be what we created, what we made. So I'm good with that. I want to quickly, because we're going to probably have to wrap up soon, but I want to quickly say the thing I wanted to ask you, but I'm going to answer it before you do, because otherwise you might take mine, what's a couple of your favorite YouTube channels? And so obvious one is Our Tribe of Many. We love Our Tribe. They're fun to watch.
You're gonna just.
But my favorite one.
Oh no!
No, my absolute favorite one is not yours. And it's called The Bell Life. Not for everyone, but it's these two brothers in Kentucky, I think. And the way that they interact as siblings, by the way, they're a great example of a channel that does no editing. In fact, they do this thing, like they'll be in the middle of the video, like, wait, we need to do a thumbnail. and they'll like freeze like this and then use that as their thumbnail later. So they do absolutely no editing. They do all kinds of food challenges and crazy things. They hurt themselves but not crazy, not intentionally hurt themselves, but they do things that push their body to the limits, let's put it that way. And they eat like really spicy food, and I just roll on the floor laughing watching their videos. And sometimes I'll wake Jill up in the middle of the night because I'll be watching them in bed and laughing. So the Bell Life, go check them out if you're interested in seeing something a little different.
It's not always a channel for everybody.
It's not for everybody. But second one, I found it, so I get to mention it. Cowboy Kent Rollins.
I knew you were going to do that.
So this guy, we just found him. And he's got a lot of subscribers, but
You took mine.
he's like a kind of a older gentleman who is a cowboy who loves to cook outside, like campfire cooking. So she'll say the rest of that. One other channel that I've been getting into, but I don't remember the name of it, so this won't be very good. But I like watching these. I'm very into aviation, so I like watching these. This guy who does paragliding with a powered backpack paraglider. Oh man, those videos are so fun to watch. This guy's like just a bird. He just flies around. So there's 3. But what channels do you like besides Cowboy Kent Rollins?
That's about the only one I watch.
No, come on, there's more.
I of course watch our Tribe of Mini. Cowboy Kent Rollins. I love, because I love to cook.
Okay, there's that one cut that I didn't mean to have happen, but the camera does shut off after a certain amount of time. So Jill was just telling us about cooking videos.
You guys have seen my videos. Well, if you have, I love to cook. So the kitchen is my happy place. Oh goodness. At the top of my head, I can't really think of too much more. I don't watch a ton of YouTube. When I do, I love it. I really do. There's some Disney vlogs that I absolutely love to watch, and it's just because I'm a child at heart. I love all things Disney, so that to me is fun and good. But as far as this next upcoming year, man, I think, there's definitely a lot of ideas that I have of videos that I want to do, but also I just wanted for this past year, all of those of you who are following, see, there goes my words.
We would have edited that out, but we're not going to.
You guys can just laugh, have fun. All of you who have followed us through the past year, who have watched our videos, who have commented, even those who have not commented, it's just been, I'm just thankful for all the support that we've gotten, support from other channels. Sarah, thank you so much. And it's been fun and a learning experience for sure, and it's given me a year of our family life that we're gonna have forever to look back on. So I wanted to thank you, the viewers, because without viewers there would be no YouTube. So thank you guys for putting up with all the crazy wacky stuff we put up sometimes, and watching our family and our kids. And I know if Kenya and Lincoln were here, they would be having a heyday with this too. So as far as next year's...
Although we might have to actually edit them. We said it would be a lot easier to do this unedited video if the kids weren't here. Because you never know what kids are going to say.
Not that they say bad things. It's
no,
just,
but...
They go way off in left field. It's kind of like that, ooh, squirrel syndrome. So, anyways, for this next year, I have lots of fun ideas, and I'm sorry, I'm just saying, fall's coming around the corner, and soon after fall comes Christmas, and I'm still holding you to, I'm wanting to go cut down a Christmas tree. That's one of the family activities, but I actually have some family adventures to do, and with us being annual pass holders at Disney, I'm sure we'll have some more trips. But coming back around to you, the viewer, I would love to hear in the comments some more videos if you guys would have any videos that you would like to see or more content. about any of the things, how some of the schedules I've run in the house, or any more recipes that you guys might want to see.
More Tesla videos, more videos about my car.
The Tesla's getting in there. Yes. So, but with that being said, I have not done this the entire year we've been on YouTube, and now there's a first time for everything. I'm gonna say it.
Uh-oh.
If you guys are liking the videos that you're seeing, I'm gonna ask that you please like them, you share them, and please subscribe. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah, you know, the more you like the videos, I didn't realize this, and I need to get better at doing this with Cowboy Kent Rollins and The Bell Life, my two favorites. But when you like the videos, then YouTube actually recommends them to more people. So I don't really count likes on videos ever. I don't even look at them really, but YouTube uses them. So our channel's grown far beyond what we could have ever imagined it would happen for a year. Unbelievable. I never would have thought that we would have the subscriber base that we have, and have the kind of comments that, you know, the quantity of comments that we have, and it's really good. It's been fun. So the most important thing is for us is that we actually do this because we want to have these memories recorded, and I think my public service announcement would be, if you can learn how to edit, and look at this video for example, it's not going to be very well edited at all. It's not going to be edited at all, so it's a good example. But if you can learn how to edit at all, I would highly encourage you to do what we started out doing, which is just making videos. Over time you might get better at it and get more creative, and everybody starts out a little bit rough, I think, unless they can afford to pay an editor or something like that, which most people can't. But the idea of having these videos years from now to be able to go back and look at, I'll tell you, it's a pretty meaningful thing. So it's a big blessing, I think, for us. So if that's something that you've thought about, I would highly encourage you to do it, because I don't think you'll regret it. I thought we wouldn't last a month, and we've been doing this now literally
it's crazy.
1 year.
Yeah.
From 1 year ago today we started. So anyway, that's my public service announcement. I saw a really cool video once on a family YouTube channel of this mom who they had just recorded the birth of their baby, and she did the same thing. She just said, "Go record your life."
Oh, that's
go record your life.
Inghams.
Yeah, Inghams, and it's just.
I do watch the Inghams. That's
I get what she's saying though. It's like, if you can record your life, just get a little GoPro. They're not super expensive. You can even use your phone camera, but start somewhere and just start recording. I don't think you'll regret it. No. So, anything else you want to talk about, or are we done?
Well, okay. I just want to say thank you to you for asking me to marry you.
Oh, we're on to anniversary now.
We're on to anniversary. See, we're going to let you guys have a little tidbit here. So yeah, 16 years
today. Amazing.
And I'm going to share. See, this is for our kids to watch when we're really old. Okay. And they want to know, and they've forgotten how Dad proposed to Mom.
Oh. Have we shared that on here yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
We shared our first date, which was at Applebee's. So we'll put that video in the link below. So, ironically, we were living in Colorado at the time. I'm Colorado born and raised, by the way. I'm a native of Colorado. And Luke had moved here and was working, and we met, and we've been dating for quite a while. And he takes me for a drive up in the mountains to Echo Lake. In on the base of Mount Evans. And this was in February. So he drove me up to Echo Lake in February, and the lake was completely frozen over, and he walks out to the middle of the lake with me, and we had a little notebook that we would write back and forth to each other, which we still have, by the way. It was just a little blue notebook, and one of us would write to the other one, and then when the other one got it, we'd write back. So we'd pass it back and forth. He pulled out the blue notebook, and in the writing it had said, for me, I was facing away from him, so my back was turned to him. And at the bottom it said, now turn around. And when I turned around, Luke was down on one knee in the snow in the middle of Echo Lake.
There wasn't much snow. But...
on the ice, asking me to marry him. And we took a picture of the knee print in the snow.
In the snow, yeah. We have that.
And the rest is history.
Yep, so that was like February 24th, 2002. Yeah, 2002.
Yeah,
so, and then we got married September 6th, 2003 in Lincoln, Nebraska, at the church that Sarah and Solo pastor now, which is the church that my dad pastored at the time. My dad officiated the wedding along with my grandpa Stern, who was my mom's dad. He's since passed away. You might have seen Grandma Stern in a recent video. You guys probably know who Grandma Stern is. She was the one in a recent video that I took for a ride out in the car and stuff like that. But miss Grandpa dearly, but he actually officiated our wedding to Bussy. Really? Now we get I can't edit that sneeze out.
Oh my gosh, now you guys know how I sneeze.
Squeak sneeze.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, I think we're probably done with this video, right? Is there anything else you want to share? I would just say thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Like those videos, share them with your friends if you think they're interesting, and yeah, thanks for a year.
Yeah,
can't believe it's been a year.
Thanks for a year on YouTube, and I promise we have more great adventures on the way, and that's what I've always said. We are always on an adventure, so so we hope you guys look forward to seeing more of us this next year. Thanks,
Should we do a thumbnail now?
Okay, what thumbnail do you want to do? Not this?
All right, thanks for watching, everybody.
Guys.